problem was, there wasn't no proof.
This reminds me of like Waterboy or something.
Yeah, you know, now that I practice
Medulla oblongata.
now that I practice in Virginia a lot, I actually run into stuff like this on occasion. Hey, Legal Eagles, today we are reacting to an episode of Bob's Burgers called A Few Girt Men. And I'm not alone. I'm joined by none other than Law by Mike.
Yup, it's two lawyers. One. Bob's Burgers. It's two lawyers. One. Bob's Burgers.
Jane, breakfast, yum.
Sorry I took so long, but I think you'll agree it was worth the wait.
Ooh.
So what are your thoughts on suit jacket but shorts?
Oh, the short suit look? Definitely not gonna fly in court.
I mean, it's very breathable, though.
Do you take your pants and then cut them, or do they actually come that way tailored?
I mean, you can always convert any really high-priced suit into shorts.
It's almost as bad. I think the worst I've ever seen, like it wasn't me personally seeing it, but was someone who wore the jersey that they were allegedly stole.
No.
Did you see that viral video? Yeah. They supposedly like stole this sports jersey and they wore it to court.
All right, you're charged with stealing a Dolphin jersey?
That's, I mean, look, it's circumstantial evidence.
Yeah,
it's
you don't
very
know.
strong circumstantial evidence.
Not the best look. For all you people out there, if you're going to court, dress as best as you can. Even if you have to borrow a suit, borrow a suit. Do not show up to court wearing casual clothes. The judges hate that, and it will hurt your case, even though it's not supposed to.
Indochino.
Do you think we should make a fashion line of suit shorts?
If someone would buy it, I'd do it.
What do you guys think out there? Should we have a LegalEagle Law by Mike short brand?
I'm gonna pass on that.
Yes.
I think the answer
Why
is
are
no.
you wearing your fancy clothes?
Jane's all dressed up for the school-wide mock trial. He's the big tough prosecutor.
Oh, right.
I'm a sharp-dressed, silver-tongued devil.
Not in those shorts.
Louise, the savage.
Yeah, that is kind of an issue.
Sharp dressed.
Did you ever do mock trial as a kid?
I didn't do mock trial. I did do, you know, some trial practice in my law firm. But what about you?
I did mock trial basically every year starting in middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I did mock trial for, I don't know, like 12 years or something. I was always really excited as a kid, either doing mock trial or debate and like getting to dress up fancy with a suit and tie.
I still get excited. I mean, that's why I never take this thing off.
Yeah, it was back in the day when Ally McBeal was popular, so it was like, the big fashion statement was pink tie, pink metallic tie with like pink shirt, or like purple metallic tie with purple shirt. That was the big stuff back then.
This sounds as bad as the shorts.
Then he's going up against Louise, the savvy defense lawyer.
It's Belcher against Belcher.
We win either way.
Well, see, right there, though, you got Belcher versus Belcher, so two siblings going against each other.
Yeah, is that an ethical violation?
Well, under ABA rules, you have to get consent from your clients. Because there is a little bit of a concern if you know the other party's lawyer, maybe you're going to give some information away if you have some relationship.
And we can't forget the most important role of all, Tina the juror.
With great jury comes great responsibility.
Well, you definitely can't have a family member on the jury.
Yes, I mean we talk about peremptory challenges versus challenges for cause a lot in voir dire. I have to imagine that would be an automatic for cause challenge.
I wish I could sit on the jury and zone out while we do a mock trial of Snow White. Whoa, do you think the evil queen gave Snow White a poison apple?
Yes.
That's for a jury of her peers to decide, but probably.
It's just so babyish.
In high school, I also participated in a mock trial in my English class, I think which is what they're doing here. I think it was Antigone. So we read the Greek play.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense because Antigone commits suicide, so I don't think we would have put her on trial for that. King Creon said, oh, that's what it was. Don't bury the body of Polynices. And she did. This is a really esoteric issue that we're dealing with here.
How many viewers out there know this story?
Yes. Thank you for tuning in to Legal Antiquities. We're going to be covering all of Sophocles' plays. It's a completely new channel.
LegalEagle BC.
Yeah, now that we have one viewer left, let's, I guess, get on with Bob's Burgers.
Okay, everyone. Judge Conklin is just outside and he's ready to begin. He's retired, but today he's going to hear our case and guide us through the process. Bailiff Zeke, why don't you get us started?
Hear ye, hear ye! The court of the Honorable Judge Conklin is now in session.
I like how he has it cut off.
Yeah.
Maybe you should call me the somewhat respectable Judge Conklin.
Oh, yeah. He's funny.
Ooh, the somewhat wet and messy Judge Conklin. I had a little accident. Just water, not pee.
Oh, God. This guy's got no filter. Be seated.
So what's your policy on making jokes in the courtroom?
Oh, I definitely wouldn't do it. I've
Never at all?
I mean, yeah, I try to stray away from it. Obviously, you can understand how the judge is, depending on, if it's your first time seeing the judge, I always take the more conservative approach. You know, if the other side is doing silly stuff or things that are making the judge angry, let them go off on him.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know?
And I think we can both agree the policy is that when the judge makes the joke, you laugh at the joke.
Oh, you gotta laugh really hard. It's the funniest joke you've ever heard.
Never in my life have I heard anything funnier than whatever
It is
the
best joke. Judge should be a stand-up comedian.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, here are the facts. The evil queen was jealous of my client, the gorgeous but a little son wouldn't kill her Snow White and gave her a poison apple, sending her into a sleeping death. To sum it up, not cool. So do your thing and return a verdict of guilty.
Okay.
That's pretty argumentative for an opening statement.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't have argumentative portions in your opening statements, and not cool. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much an argument right there, if you ask me.
Pretty light on facts. You're supposed to tell the jury what is going to come out. You're supposed to proffer what the witnesses are going to say, and maybe at the end you might say, and because of this evidence, we will ask you to return a verdict of guilty at the end of the trial.
We save the arguments for closing after the jury has seen all the evidence, and then you can argue why that evidence proves your point.
Yeah, it's opening statements, not opening arguments.
Exactly.
Okay, counterpoint. She's not guilty. Thank you.
Okay, well, that was even worse than the first one.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I mean, at that point, one thing that most people don't realize that you can and often should do is just reserve your opening statement until after the prosecution's case in chief, so that you can craft your opening statement to respond to their points and craft your entire case.
You know, sometimes it's better to know what you're going against, especially because the jury, usually forgets what you say by the time you go and have to present your case. They've already forgotten your opening.
Oh yeah, the recency effect is absolutely real. No one will remember what the prosecution said days and days ago. So to be able to give an opening statement much later in the case can be a huge advantage.
Yeah, what was that? I'm kidding.
I'm a little slow today.
What am I supposed to do? I mean, her first name is Evil. So, you're a charming prince, huh?
Yes, I am.
And what kind of charmer goes around kissing dead girls?
I mean, presumably the prosecution had to call the witness, and then she's cross-examining this witness, right?
Right.
Yeah, so she's allowed to ask leading questions.
So leading questions are allowed when you're cross-examining a, adverse witness, which this person would be, because like you were saying, prosecution probably brought them up as a direct witness. But when it's the other side, they can't do it because it's almost like spoon-feeding them. And one trick to get around that is if you're directing a witness and it's your witness, basically all you have to do is say, and what happened next? If you're ever stuck, just ask, and what happened after that?
Get off my back.
How many corpses did you kiss before you found your Snow White, Romeo?
None.
How many?
One.
How many?
4.
How many?
I don't know.
Definitely an objection in there.
Is the fact that Prince Charming kissed a corpse and arguably created all kinds of criminal liability, is that relevant to what he's being questioned on here? It doesn't go to the witness's veracity for truth, and it doesn't go towards the evil queen's guilt. Exactly. And it's also super gross.
Yeah, it's very gross.
Order! Now, are you going somewhere with this, counselor?
No, not really. I just wanted to upset the witness, Your Honor.
Looks like you did it.
I did it, yeah.
I don't think a judge, first of all, if a lawyer admits that that was their purpose, they're probably going to be in some sanction trouble, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Most lawyers would at least try to play it off like they weren't intentionally trying to do it.
Yeah, do not admit that you asked a whole bunch of questions in bad faith.
Yeah. Now, that's not to say that lawyers don't do this and try to get under the skin of witnesses. It's definitely a tactic that is done, but they're certainly never going to admit it.
At least not.
You didn't hear it from me.
Yeah, not a good lawyer.
If there are no further questions, it's time for the jury to deliberate.
All right, then. I guess I asked for a mistrial. It's impossible for my client, the evil queen, to get a fair trial here because everyone knows the story of Snow White.
No one has ever asked for a mistrial.
It's an okay argument, but if you're going, really what she's doing is not asking for a mistrial so much as a motion for change of venue. And she really should have made that motion before the court proceeded.
Although I do wonder, like, what venue can they go to where they don't know the story of Snow White?
You get a limiting instruction from the judge that says, don't refer to her as the evil queen.
Yeah, well, that should have definitely been done for sure. Yeah, an instruction would be necessary, and throughout the whole case, just referred to as the queen.
Yeah, or maybe her first name.
Her first name is Evil.
Instead of implying royalty or something.
So you'll grant me one?
Nope, the jury seems impartial and capable. Jury, how do you find the defendant?
The impartial, capable, mysterious, and glamorous jury rules in favor of the prosecution. We find the evil queen guilty.
Shocking.
Sweet Lady Justice!
Yeah, so I don't think Snow White would be a particularly good piece of literature to do a mock trial over because it's so stacked against the defense.
Yeah, well, that's what's happening here, right?
Yeah, I mean, what defense could you come up with for the evil queen here? She poisoned Snow White.
We get an insanity defense? She didn't know the difference between right and wrong?
Maybe. I mean,
although I think she's like mirror on.
Right.
She is talking to a mirror, though.
She
is a little crazy.
She claims to have a magic mirror that can tell her who's the fairest in all the land.
Yeah.
You'd have a really tough time coming up with a defense for the evil queen here.
Yeah.
TBD.
I don't know. I'll have to sleep on that one.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did!
I did not!
What is going on?
Mr. Franz stole my yogurt! Look, this is his trash can! Gas, right?
I did not eat that yogurt. It's a crime of passion fruit.
Sounds like you need a lawyer. Hey, let's try this in student court. We've already got a judge.
Sounds like you need a lawyer. I know at least in the personal injury area, you know, if someone gets in an accident, you can't just run up and be like, sounds like you need a lawyer. I presume it's the same kind of thing. Like if someone's dealing with a legal issue, lawyers can't just like appear out of nowhere and be, hey, here's my card.
Yeah, you'd think so.
I'm fine taking this to student court. Let the whole school see that Mr. Franz is a dirty yogurt thief.
I am not a thief. I'd be happy to take this to student court.
What happens when you find Franz guilty? Does this school have the death penalty?
How about if the jury finds him guilty, he has to wear a sign all day that says, I'm a disgusting yogurt thief.
Ha! Yes!
And if he's found innocent, then you have to wear a sign all day that reads, I'm a filthy liar mouth.
So it would be completely improper for the plaintiff and defendant to conspire with a judge to decide what the potential outcome of this case is going to be. But it's kind of like arbitration, where they're just agreeing to the terms of the arbitration or agreeing to liquidated damages before going to arbitration. Okay, this gets much worse and goes completely off the rails, but watch part 2 of this video over on Law by Mike's channel. Of course, stay for the grade for legal realism.